I mean, I don't know. He has a weird obsession with dinosaurs and Magic the Gathering together,
Dinos!
and something about
Dinos! Dinos! I love dinos.
Crazy.
yeah, exactly.
I got on my
That's
grippy
weird.
socks and my paper long. And Exotic shaking his booty in a thong. When she here too. Take that booty, Exotic. I don't know. I just be rapping. I'm a rapper.
You are not.
You like
You
dinos,
can't prove
why don't you
that.
play Ark?
You can't.
I
Prove you
do. I
are.
have arc. I can prove I can prove I'm a fucking rapping velociraptor right now. Yeah. When I masturbate, I put my fingers into like this 3-prong claw and then I just kind of touch the tip. That's velociraptor. And then sometimes I spit a fat verse when I'm achieving orgasm. And that's the rapper part. And I'm a rapping velociraptor. No relation to the hippopotamus. I feel like that one was a little jarring to have to hear.
I've put like 250 hours into Ark in the past 2 weeks.
I've never played, but I've always wanted to play because I can be IRL dinosaur. All right. Hey, everyone, and may the force be with you. Nikita here, back with my boys Exotic, Winchy, and Brick 3PO for actually the first episode that we've had in a while. We've kind of been in and out on hiatus, health stuff, work, different reasons. But we're back, better than ever. The boys are back. Exotic's still mad about everything, and Winchy's mad about something as usual. But we're going to be doing, actually, this is going to be the first episode of this season where we've gotten to do our new method of picking a main topic. We're going to wait on Winchy to come back from his vacation before we do our Andor episode. So we're going to be picking a random episode from a list of a bunch of topics. Brick 3PO is going to use his randomizer function to pick us a topic, and we're just going to go for it live. So, Brick 3PO, all you, buddy.
The topic for today is everything the fandom has ruined.
Everything the fandom has ruined. We're going to be here for a while.
I mean, it's pretty simple. They just ruined everything.
Yep, the fandom has ruined everything. The end. Good episode, boys. Oh man, dude, where do you even start on a topic this broad? Like, the fandom for Star Wars has been ruining shit since the beginning. Like, I went back and saw some Reddit posts from some older Star Wars fans, like around Bill's age, and apparently, and I didn't even know this, like, Return of the Jedi was shit talked into oblivion by most Star Wars fans after it came out. And I didn't even realize that. I always thought Return of the Jedi was a pretty good fucking movie.
What were they saying about it?
They didn't like the ending. Vader shouldn't have been redeemed. Like, it made no sense that Palpatine lost and got thrown over the edge so powerful by Vader. The whole Endor scene doesn't make any sense because why wouldn't they just fucking kill the shit out of the rebels?
Okay, so just like they're just mad because it didn't go their way. Cool, got it.
I'm just mad that they got the happy ending and the good guys won. Oh no.
It's okay. The bad guys come back like immediately.
You mean somehow the bad guys come back?
No, Thrawn comes back pretty quickly.
Yeah, but okay, to be fair, I feel like when we're talking about what the fandom has ruined, we can't really... Can we talk about the books?
Why are we talking about the books? Thrawn's in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah,
And he was in
okay, well,
Rebels.
there was a big jump, so I
And
just
Rebels.
assumed... That's true. That's true. It's hard for me to think about Star Wars chronologically sometimes when I think about release order.
That's fair. I mean,
But yeah, you're right.
things they've ruined. I mean, the Acolyte for sure. Everyone knows
it's the
that.
most recent one.
Darth Plagueis definitely ruined that. Darth Plagueis the Wise is just a meme now.
I hate it because it could have been some... Everyone, like, complaining about the Acolyte, they just didn't give it time to cook. They were so upset about it having a decent amount of representation that wasn't just white male neckbeards that they just killed it.
The problem is it came out in a very polarizing time politically, and it's just another thing for people to be very yes or no about, no middle ground.
Oh man, you should have been there. Me and fuck, he doesn't go by Rampage anymore. He goes by Force Feed now. John, we got into a fight with someone on Twitter about the Acolyte. And the person we were arguing with goes, the creators even said it was the gayest thing that Star Wars ever made. It's just gay. They just pushed their gay agenda. I was like, you are the gayest person in this thread arguing about the Acolyte. You sucking dick right now? And he just didn't reply after that. Like, just because something is the gayest doesn't necessarily make it gay. I understand what they were trying to say, but like, I mean, and it is true because if you compare it to anything else of the Star Wars, like, it's predominantly like female. They're people of color. Like, they never came out and straight up said that they were lesbians, but like, I guess you could imply, but I mean, like, if you have a group of just all females, eventually two of them females gonna fall for each other. Like, this is how kind of group dynamics work. Like, I don't know. I feel like it was killed way too early. It has so much potential. I'm still like, I'm pissed off about the Plagueis stuff, but I'm more pissed off about what Acolyte could have done for the entirety of lightsaber choreo moving forward. Like, not only they got the guy from Revenge of the Sith, right, to do the choreo. Yeah, so not only that, but we had the opportunity for Venestra and Pamir to do fighting because, as I've mentioned many times before, the only way to combat a light whip is with a Shoto saber. Venestra has the whip, Pamir had the Shoto saber. Like, that, I feel like that would have completely changed the course of lightsaber choreography for the rest of Star Wars, and we were denied that.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I was really excited to like actually see the light whip in action and not just like, oh, I whip some bugs.
Or that bug did kind of get fucked up though.
Rick, as a droid, what is something that you feel like the fandom for Star Wars has ruined? I feel like you have very limited perspective on this, but I'm curious as to what you say.
Kind of wish they did more with like crime syndicates now. That's it.
The
Too much Jedi. Oh, the fandom? I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. I figured you didn't. That's why I asked just in case you had any input.
None.
The other thing that the fandom really fucking, I don't know, it'll always rub me the wrong way too, is like how they fucking treated, I can't think of Jake's last name. The child actor for Anakin, and then Hayden Christensen also, like in between 99 and 05. Like, I will always remember the fucking backlash from older Star Wars fans, like, for not liking like Anakin's portrayal in the prequels. Like, I thought that they did pretty well. Like, if any of the movies were like more cringe than any other else, I think it was more of episode 2 than any of them. Just because for me growing up and not seeing like a whole bunch of CGI and then all of a sudden seeing everything be CGI'd for the most part, I don't know, it was a little weird. Like, I could tell that something was not the same. Probably a little autistic brain going to work, but like the backlash that like Hayden got, that Jake got, because Jake just stepped off the scene for a while. Hayden kind of took it in stride, but then also did his own little disappearing act and did like some other movies. But like, I was very happy that like when the millennial Star Wars fans came of age and like, you know, in the past, Kenobi came out in 21, 22, something like that. 22 maybe? Some around there. Like, we're finally fucking in our mid-20s. Like, the oldest, the millennials are like in their 50s now, early 50s, late 40s, like finally getting to show love. Or maybe that's too far. Maybe late 30s, early 40s.
That's way too far.
I mean, but even some of the older the younger Gen X like people were still like into Star Wars too. So, but yeah, mostly older 30s, early 40s, like they showed love to Hayden Christensen. Like, he came out, he finally got, you know, his accolades, his flowers, and like it felt good. It felt good to see like our Anakin Skywalker finally be praised.
It was what year Star Wars Day was it? That whenever he came out on stage?
Star Wars Celebration, that was also like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, whenever he came out on stage and just got an obscene amount of fucking cheers.
Almost started crying too. That's honestly what I want to see happen. Like, when this latest group, like these Gen Zers, mostly Gen Alpha, some of them too, they get older, and maybe the sequel trilogy will get some love that's needed, whether it be because they just really appreciated those movies and get to celebrate the actors when they're older, or if it's because Disney makes the story make more sense with some of these side content that they're releasing. Like, I feel like one of these series has to make like episode 8 and 9 make sense. Like, they've got to do something. I really thought it was gonna be Bad Batch. Like, I'm at the point where
it's gonna be it's gonna be the Ahsoka Mando tie-in movie thing with Thrawn.
You think that's gonna make episode 8 and 9
Yes.
make sense?
That's
Yes.
what they're leading up to.
It's all of the shows have been leading up to the big tie-in movie with Thrawn, which is supposed to we've had Project Necromancer, we've had all the fucking Outer Rim remnants that have been coming in. Thrawn's now finally back so he can take over for them. Yeah. That's going to
I
be the whole
thought-
deal. And then he's going to set up the First Order and maybe he'll kick off the Project Necromancer or whatever, I don't know, but
Necromancer was going on before First Order, I thought.
yes.
I didn't know that Thrawn had
now-
anything to do with First Order.
Well, he's gonna come back. He's coming back, and the Imperial remnants have been waiting for him. You have Hux's dad as one of them, right? These are the people that become the First Order.
See, I always
Gideon's
thought
dead, so somebody has to finish Necromancer.
See, I always thought they were gonna take it more of how Legends did it, where Thrawn gave the Imperial remnant the opportunity to join him, but didn't really pursue them if they didn't align with him. That's how I thought that they were gonna do it. Thrawn was gonna come back and then try to persuade the Imperials to join him, but them not all coalescing with him. I never knew that he was anything to do with the First Order. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, we don't really know yet, right? That's the whole point of the tie-in movie.
I will bet you big money that this tie-in movie has absolutely nothing to do with episode 8 or 9.
How much big money?
I will bet a lightsaber or blaster bolt big money. Blaster gun, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, because let's just think about this here, right?
You know,
The
we
Ahsoka
record, right?
show. Okay. The Mandalorian show with Grogu and the whole cloning thing was a big deal for 3 seasons. We know Gideon perfected the cloning technique to create clones that are able to use the Force. Yes? This was confirmed at the end of Mando season 3.
Correct.
Thrawn is coming back. Ahsoka's over there doing shit with the father and Abeloth and whatever and Balin. They're gonna come back or some shit to regular galaxy, or they're stuck there forever. We don't really know. But all that shit on this side is gonna be leading up to the Big Bang, because why else would you tie Mando and Grogu into the big Thrawn movie with all the rebels and stuff?
Rogert. I'm just trying to get him distracted. Sorry. I don't know. Are you giving me
He's
a
just
chance to
worried
pull
now.
out of this bet? Are you giving me a chance to pull out of this bet? Because you said think about it. So I'm deliberating at the moment.
I'm giving you a chance.
I don't know. Part of me wants to, I don't know when to back off and to double down. And this feels like a double down situation.
It really shouldn't.
I just don't have faith in Disney, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, but it's Filoni's fucking baby.
It is
Yeah.
Filoni's baby. That is a saving grace. And a
Always
Favreau
gonna
baby,
have-
too.
Yeah, right. You really think they're gonna after they've been setting up little tidbits of setup for the movies where we just got somehow Palpatine returned? You really think they're just gonna not address that stuff in their big tie-in movie right before said other things kick off?
No. Somehow the fandom will ruin it.
This man's okay. Maybe
I
I'll give you that. Maybe the fandom will ruin it. I wouldn't take that bet. Fandom could ruin anything.
I'm trying to think of other stuff they've historically ruined. The Acolyte was the number one in my eyes.
Acolyte was a big one. I mean,
Prequel trilogy too.
sequel trilogy for sure.
I
But
feel
I
like
don't
the
know that
prequel
the
trilogy
fandom
was
ruined
scrutinized.
that.
Well, I feel like the prequel trilogy was scrutinized way more than the sequel trilogy was. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I remember because that was the early parts of my love for Star Wars, and I just remembered the few people who I were around absolutely hated it. And then when I finally got access to go online in 2007, like 2 years later, all I ever saw was this is why Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are cringe as Obi-Wan and Anakin, our 2 blonde badasses of the galaxy. That was all I read. There was also a lot less of a platform, right? Because 2005 is still kind of early stages of the internet.
Yeah.
I didn't have home access to internet at the time. I only had access at school. So limited platform use. The old fuckers who were using it were using it. And then when I finally did get home internet, I didn't see many positive things. But by the time the sequel trilogy comes out, fucking everyone's on the internet and they have it at the palm of their hands. So I don't know, maybe it was scrutinized more, the sequel trilogy, but the prequel trilogy's got it bad.
I feel like the prequel trilogies may have gotten it bad because it was more of a echo chamber kind of deal, right? Where the few people that can get online and have access to those forums and actually post on those forums are the people who are going to be the most angry and outspoken. But nowadays, with everybody having a phone, anybody can make a post on Twitter or whatever about anything. So, 10 million people see the movie, 5 million people make a tweet or some shit about it that's like, this is the best movie ever, right? That's going to be way more overall scrutiny than, or at least outspoken scrutiny versus, when the internet was less available.
I don't know. I feel like the prequel trilogy, the actors got more hate, but the sequel trilogy, I feel like the producer Disney got more hate. So it
You
kind
know
of
what?
just
I can agree
boils
with
down
that.
to it just boils down
Yeah.
to where the hate was pointed at.
Yeah, because like, I mean, like, Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Jake Lloyd, all them Natalie Portman even, they had interviews about, like, why the backlash was so bad, and that never really happened for the sequel trilogy, but you definitely heard everyone and their mama bitching about Disney, so...
Mhm.
Because nobody's complaining that, I mean, okay, a few people were, but like not many people are complaining that Ray's line delivery was bad, right? Or that, Finn was just like a horribly played character. Most of it is, wow, the
Racism and
line that Finn,
misogyny.
yeah, it's mostly just that, and this story makes no sense. And so why would they go on a public like whatever tour, talking about the backlash to the actors when there really wasn't much? Like, nobody's ripping on Boyega for being black. They're ripping on Disney for hiring him because they're racist, right?
Yeah, because Boyega is actually a very good actor. Love John.
Yeah, he is. He's really good. But there's only so much you can do with what you're given.
Yeah, you can be the greatest actor in the world, but if the script is shitty, you ain't gonna do too well. I'm trying to think of what other stuff the fandom ruined. There's been other things. I don't think, actually, Exotic, you would probably know. Has there ever been like a big amount of backlash from like a Star Wars video game?
Only one is like the newer Battlefronts, but that was mainly people getting mad at EA, not the actual like how the game is. Just because
I,
like people hate that EA owns the rights to the Star Wars games.
I wonder
It's,
if that's
monetizing shit.
I wonder if that's a reoccurring theme in like fandom hate for stuff. Like if it's like a production management thing as opposed to who's portraying who. Like maybe there's a commonality there where like whenever the fandom is upset about something, it's from something out of control of the actors. It's more of like the script and production thing.
I mean, nowadays, yeah, because it's either they delivered their lines well or they didn't. But for the most part, like the cleanup and the CGI and the touch up and the backdrops and everything are gonna make up for like, oh, they like walked weird or they were just like standing awkwardly because they can just edit that shit.
See, I feel like the only time that was the case was like the prequels. I feel like that was the only time where like people were like, I didn't like the actors, as opposed to because like I can't remember anyone saying like the plot of episode 1 through 3 was bad because I mean the plot was from the books and it made sense, right?
I've definitely heard plenty of the plot of 1 through
Like
3
what?
was bad.
I haven't heard anything.
I mean,
And that's what
I hear
I
plenty
always
of
it was always acting for me. Like I didn't hear I mean if you like share please cuz that's part that I
I
never
mean,
got.
if you've been on like the internet in the last few weeks, plenty of people have been hating on Revenge of the Sith because they just saw it again for, the story and how they didn't like how certain aspects of that worked out. Attack of the Clones has always gotten scrutiny. I mean, look at Film Bros. Those dudes never shut up about how bad the prequels are.
I knew you were gonna mention them at some point, but no, I haven't seen anything recently. Because at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like in 2025, if someone's shit talking Revenge of the Sith, they can go shit talk themselves by themselves.
Yeah, I just see stuff on Reddit.
See, and I stay
I
away
don't
from
really
that
use
place
other
now.
social media.
Yeah, I mean for episode 3, like the most recent, like the anniversary release, like I went to the theater and that shit was sold out. So I mean, definitely didn't see any people angry at it.
Oh,
I
no,
feel
no.
like
I just saw people like they went to go watch it again and then they were like, "Oh yeah, now I remember why I didn't like this because of XYZ."
I don't know. I feel like it's still like the most beloved movie out of all of them.
Huh?
Too honestly, because like everyone's always gonna be like, Anakin, don't do it, and Anakin does it. And I'm not talking about the younglings, because fuck them kids. But
I mean, I guarantee you, if you're like you're an actual Star Wars fan, you can probably recite the final battle between Annie and Obi-Wan.
I have brought
Of course.
peace. Justice.
Nope, you already fucked it up.
Whatever. I'm not good at quotes.
Your
Wait,
new
it's not-
empire.
It's not peace, justice. I thought that was the
Peace,
order.
freedom, justice, and
Justice
security to my new
to my
empire.
Your new empire. All right, well, I'm pretty sure that's basically fuck the fandom. That's really the point of today's episode. Fucking ruining my acolyte. I can forgive I can't even forgive the prequel stuff. I can forgive the sequel stuff for sure because I just didn't like those movies, but I love Star Wars. But fuck the fandom for ruining my acolyte. That's all I care about.
Yep, ruin the chances of more Wookiee Jedi screen time because there's more than likely just one Like,
Honestly, they
Anaka can't be
probably
the only one.
listened to the podcast and just didn't want to give you any, material to fap to.
I'm not like that. That's Nikeda's forte.
Oh, bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit!
Beating it to fucking Star Wars characters. That's 100% your fucking forte.
Bro, I would fuck one. I have never beat off to one, but we know you have a Wookiee boner. The way you talk about them. Every time we say Wookiee, we can hear your hair stand on end.
I'm not over here fucking talking about the slime and juices that come out of their orifices.
Tell me more about the slime and juices that come out of orifices.
Damn it.
I'm not helping my case here. Also, fun fact, I don't know if you knew this, but we did without you, and I'm pretty sure that was the same Force fact that when she said you were dead. But
Yeah,
there was
about Gunji.
No, there was another. It hasn't come out yet, but did you know that originally like there was a bunch of sets of rules that George Lucas said that like Star Wars had to follow to maintain its continuity outside of continuity from our own universe? And one of the rules originally, we haven't released it yet. Oh,
You
well,
posted
okay.
it in the
That doesn't
chat.
mean you
You
haven't.
posted it,
yeah,
yeah.
that doesn't mean you have. Sorry, I didn't even know you listened to those. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, that's you talked about Gunji and his lightsaber.
yeah, did you know that like Wookiee Jedis weren't supposed to be a thing? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that
that's why
that
I'm
one.
hyped to see what on screen.
See, that one didn't make any sense to me because Lobaka always existed in the books, or at least after like the 90s.
Well, that's why it's not canon.
You know what? Eat shit. Don't talk about my Legends timeline like that, motherfucker.
Wait, but then what season of Clone Wars did they have the
Three.
Gunji come?
paddle? 3? I mean, that
Pretty
was
sure it's
still
3.
Lucas.
Wait, I don't think it was 3. I thought it was later than that.
Is it? Fact check, Brick 3PO. What season does Gunji make his first appearance? Love having a fact checker.
Yeah, because it was like whenever Ahsoka
Season 5.
was in her newer outfit, I believe.
Oh, it's
Episode
5.
6 of season 5. But
Y'all didn't even let Brick get to do his job. That's crazy.
I was thinking, like, I love the Clone Wars. I didn't know exactly what season, but I knew it was from a later season.
So yeah, until season 5. Well, but see, Lobaka existed definitely before that. I think Lobaka came into existence in like 94.
yeah, but like he basically washed his hands of Legends at, one point, right?
Had he done it at that point?
I think so. I mean, he was never really much involved in Legends. He would like approve an overall like story or whatever, but then he would just let the people do whatever.
Damn, I thought it was more towards like Fate of the Jedi and Legacy of the Force where he washed his hands clean of it, because that would have been closer to us being in high school.
Yeah, I think he did it way earlier than that. Because I mean, he sold it to Disney in 12, right?
14.
14? Yeah, it had to be like leading up to that.
Yep. And fucking scrapped the Revan and Bane showing up in the Clone Wars.
I thought Bane did show up in the Clone Wars in that one vision with Yoda.
He did. He did.
Yeah, but it's like they were supposed to be like actual characters and voiced
shit.
and like interacted.
I'm not gonna lie, Bane showing up in that Yoda vision thing kind of pissed me off because it looked nothing like I had grown to think that Darth Bane was going to look like. I was like, who's this bitch? Looking like fucking evil Force Skeletor or some shit. All right, guys. Well, that has been today's episode. I know it's been a while since we've gotten to do a full-on episode, but be ready when she comes back from vacation. We will be doing covering Andor finally. We've also got some other random topics like this one that Brick 3PO will pick for us. We've also got some stuff coming up with Bill for Let's Talk Legends. We've also got, some guest stars coming on the show too, so be ready for that. I don't want to drop any names yet because we haven't confirmed a lot of things, but one of my favorite podcasts might be joining us. Me and Winchie did a show with them before. Not Film Bros, but we'll likely have them on too. They're not our favorites, but they're up there, I think. Winchie, top 3?
Have we recorded with more than 3?
Have we recorded more than 3? I mean, if you count the stuff that I did solo without you, yes.
I don't.
Okay, so no.
Great. Okay, so top 1 is Rampage.
But
Actually,
Rampage has been on
and then
us,
and then
our
top
show.
2, and then top 2 is the Mike and Jeremy.
Yeah, they might be coming on our show.
And then I
But
have
haven't
no other
confirmed yet.
favorites.
Oh. Hey, look, I don't care what you say. I love JP. Josh can go jump off a bridge.
Whoa. That's harsh. He just has bad opinions, okay? That's all. Let's not go too far now.
All right, fine. All right, well,
It's okay.
that
They're
has
number
been
3. They're number 3.
They're like hard number 3 or soft number 3 until we get someone else.
Soft.
Okay.
So soft.
They're a soft 3. Ooh, that's sad. Potential for growth though, because maybe they're growers, not showers.
I don't know, man.
I feel like I'm a soft 3. Okay, that's
We'll find
probably
out.
TMI. All right, anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on all the social medias and wherever you get your podcast fix, The Force Unscripted, at Force Unscripted on Twitter, formerly known as X, Blue Sky, and Instagram. And then you can also check out our YouTube, The Force Unscripted, and our website, theforceunscripted.com. But until next time, peace out, Girl Scouts. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. May the Force be with you.
Later.
Peace out.